Hi everybody, Shawn back from the SciFi Model Guy, and welcome to the second of a two-part series called Starscream's Failure. And in this series, we are taking a couple of Transformers model kits, putting them in the diorama, and telling a little bit of a story about it. Now this video here, folks, is going to be pretty short compared to most of the videos we put out. We're just hitting the high points on it, and we're going to spend the last 8 or 9 minutes just reviewing the model, doing a lot of close-ups and pan-arounds, and just talking about the final product and how we did some of this stuff. So not too much boring stuff here, folks. It's just more of a show off some cool things here. Not a lot of techniques in this video. So just sit back and enjoy. And before I get to the video, I just want to give a shout out to Tony. And this diorama was built for him. And he's a Transformers nut. And if you would be so kind, if you're into pop culture and fun, karaoke, jokes and good live streams and stuff like that, go ahead and check out Tony's channel. The link is in the description, and I'll put one here on the screen there. Go ahead and check him out. He's doing a lot of live streams, and Tony's a great guy and would do good to get a sub from you. He's really going to be an up-and-coming YouTuber, folks, so check him out. And Tony, hope you like this kit here. And without further ado, everybody, enjoy the video, and we'll be hitting you back up in a few more days with the next Enterprise C build, which we're almost ready to post a video on that one and get finishing up with the model. Thanks a lot for being patient with that, folks. And with that, if you're enjoying the series and enjoying these videos and you haven't yet subscribed, would really appreciate a subscription on this. And if you haven't and you're still watching, really appreciate your time and attention. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day and happy modeling. Okay, everybody, we're done building Megatron, at least with the sub-assemblies here, and we're going to go ahead and put them together. I just wanted to show you everything, everything's put together, all the pieces are there. I just wanted to do the assembly on camera. So, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the model and a couple little things I learned with it. So he's pretty much laid out Frankenstein style right now, and so here's all the directions that I've done. I think we'd shown this before, so everything's done. This probably took, I would say, all in all, maybe 3 hours to do, maybe a little longer, give or take, maybe, and so I'm really happy with the way it came out, and I am happy with my paint colors. So we're ready for the final assembly. And then what I'm going to do, I have the original Megatron I had done before off to the side, and we'll show a contrast. So the kit does come with some stickers or decals here, and I'm still debating whether or not to use the one for the front. I think what I'll do is I'll just take it off and lay it down and see what it looks like. Still not sure about these ones here. Everything else I'm going to absolutely use. Okay, so let's put them together and see them come to life, as it were. So I've got the head and torso section. So we're going to connect the I guess his abdomen or stomach, whatever this area is, rib cage. And these kits, by the way, this is all snapped together. There is one piece in here that there's some screws that come with the kit, and I think there was one other step in here where it says it recommended gluing. I can't really remember, but it's all simple. Now, as before I stated, the kit does come. Excuse me. The kit does come pre-colored, so these oh, he lost a foot. You don't have to paint these kits. But I will say this. I think that I definitely recommend painting these things because they come out so much nicer and it's a lot easier. You can weather them and do some cool stuff to them. Yeah, when he's done, what I'll do, I'll bring out my Bumblebee model here that that I had done, and that one I did not sorry, I'm just concentrating a little bit trying to figure this out. I did not paint Bumblebee. I just took him out of the kit, clipped the pieces, and put them together. Here we go. Yeah, I just forgot about this little guy. So this guy here, lift that up a little. Put it in, close it down. I did it backwards. So let's. Okay, so it has to go this way for the right side and this way for the left. I want his gun on the right hand side. So twist that. Lift this up. Part of me in my head, I'm making the old Transformer sounds in my head. Okay, there we go. There's the right arm. So yeah, as I was saying, minimal gluing, if any. I think I probably will end up gluing a little bit of this because, again, as the diorama I'm building, it's made to be set in a certain pose. So there we go. Sorry about my loss of words. I actually haven't recorded in a few days here, so I'm a little bit rusty for the camera. Okay, there we go. There's Megatron. Yeah, all snapped together. And gosh, wow, really, really happy with the paint. I think I used matte black here. This is a metallic red, a light metallic red, haze gray, and then this is a insignia white, which is almost it's pretty gray actually, but yeah, it came out great. This color here really matches with the cartoon, and so now I'm going to bring out the other Megatron I had done previously, and you'll see the difference here. Hold them up. So here's the one I just did, and here's the older one. You can see he's a lot darker colored, darker tones, and this lighter one really accentuates the contrast between the red and the black and the gray much better than this one did. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with how this came out. So I'll put him back up on the shelf. Hopefully he won't fall apart. There we go. Okay. All right, let's do some stickers, decals, and where are they here? Whoops, Megatron just fell. Okay. When we're done presenting this, I will I'll bring down my Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and show you the kind of difference. But the Optimus Prime is a pretty cool kit too. So there he is. Now let me bring down Bumblebee and Prime. There's Prime. Here's Bumblebee. Now here's Bumblebee. He's kind of holding his gun up. You can see he's very shiny. And to me, this just looks like plastic. Someone's mowing their lawn outside. So I'll be stopping this segment soon. But yeah, he to me just looks like a toy. It's very plastic, very nice. Nothing really wrong with it at all. I mean, if you don't have access to paint and you want to do some nice snap kits, this is great. But for my purposes and what I do, if I'd had to go back and do this again, I definitely would have painted it. So I kind of did it as an experiment. And yeah, to me, just the way he is, it just looks like a toy to me. But now let's bring Optimus. We can see Optimus here now. With the paint, I was able to weather him up. So you'll see some paint there that I kind of scrubbed off, and it looks like bare metal down there. A lot of it is toes. So like where I was trying to think of where would the weathering occur. Of course, in his toes. Oh, there goes his arm. There's actually an episode where he lost his arm. I probably have to glue that. It's just kind of become loose over the years. Anyway, you know, anywhere on the edges where wear and tear would normally occur, I put some. Oops, sorry about that. So on the edges here, wear and tear, smoke from his exhaust. So I weathered that a little bit, and just here and there, weathered him up. A little bit of dirt and smudging in certain places, and the gun, of course, is a little battle worn. So yeah, this worked out good. I was really happy with the way that he came out with weathering. I am not going to be weathering Megatron because he's coming back, and we want to show the contrast. So we're going to have Starscream really damaged, which will be another segment. I still have to build him. But anyway, yeah, so with weathering, just kind of an aside, if you're considering weathering some models, just remember less is more. When you put on some weathering, once you decide, hey, that looks really, really good, that's about your signal to stop. It's like with anything. If you do it too much, it ruins the effect. So you kind of want to be more subtle with weathering. I may do a little bit with Megatron here, especially like the face. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. Sorry. The face seems a little undefined. You can see it nice in the camera here, but when I pull it back and I'm looking at it, it's just very monotone. So I might do a little bit of what do they call it, panel lining, to get that in. But we'll talk about that another time. There's some techniques for that. All right, well, I just wanted to kind of do that, a little mini build to see in real time how he comes together, how easy it is to do this kit. It really is very easy. All you need, if you don't have paint, is just a pair of nippers, and you can put this kit together. And on this one, you need one little screwdriver, and that's it. So, yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm going to go grab the diorama itself, which is ready to start having some more work done. So I want to talk about that. So I'm going to hit a quick pause, get a drink of water, come back and talk about that. And then we will discuss how we're going to lay this out. All right, we'll be right back, folks. Okay, time to work on the diorama a little bit here. And I've got the base plate or the floor of the model kit. I've got Megatron assembled, as we saw in the last video, and he's positioned roughly where he's going to be standing, and then Starscream is going to be here. So I've got it very much zoomed in here. So I'm going to remove Megatron. Well, I'm not going to remove him yet. So this stage here, we're going to be placing these energon cubes that we've talked about. So I've got the wonderful little resin molds that I had made, and I've marked some areas here. So I'm just going to place them down. And before I start drilling into this to make holes for the wires, I just want to place them again here. Now, I do have, I was going to point out, I do have 2 pieces of wood underneath here going across to support this. So I did make a mistake, and I marked some dots here to drill where these things were. So I've moved them, or I've made new marks, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to get rid of those holes. So I want one here, and I can twist them around and stuff, but I'm just kind of making them so that they're somewhat scattered around, like there was some stuff happen. And I do apologize that I can't about the overhead view. So you know what I'll do? I'll actually take the camera, sorry, take the phone off of the clamp here, and we'll take a look at it. So I've got them positioned somewhat where I want them. Oh, I did want one here. So kind of like surrounded by Megatron. Okay, so I'm going to take the phone off. And sorry about the quality of the sound here. I don't have my shotgun mic hooked up to this. Let me zoom out a little bit. So here's Megatron, and he's roughly kind of pointing in the direction where Starscream is going to be about here. And I have to move him a little bit, but his feet are pretty much where I want them, and I have some room to move them around there. So I'm happy with the cubes. Let's go swing around back. Take a look at them. So they will all be kind of pulsating with that nice pink, purple hue. And that's that. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to mount the camera, and then we'll start drilling. So I want to get through these. Shot of air, and so what I'm going to do now that they're all set, I'm going to feed these through, and I will put some CA glue down and just glue them into place. So let's get the CA glue out. Okay, Energon cubes are set. And I'm going to lift this off and move the casing. And we'll see what we've got going on here. Okay, everything's wired up and connected. I don't have any positive and negative touching each other. And I'm going to be stressing that for a little while because of the little meltdown that I had with the Enterprise C. So always check your connections before you do anything. And let's go ahead and power this up. And there they go. They're glowing. They're actually a little bit out of sequence, which is perfect. I really, really am happy with that. Let me turn off the light here so we can see this a little better. And wow, what a cool thing. This is the first time I'm seeing this, folks, so I'm really excited about this. I was thinking they were all going to fluctuate and blink in unison, but as you can see here, it does look like it's a little bit random, and I'm really happy with that. So you do see some glowing here on the camera. I can see here on the screen. It looks like just the camera's picking up things a little bit more brightly than they really are in person. Now I do see some light spots here. They're not as prevalent in person, but I can see them here. I can see here. There's a couple little ones here. I don't know if I'm going to worry too much about it, but what I'll do is when I'm all done, before I put Megatron on here, I'll mask this off really well and just give it a very quick shot of the pink spray paint that I have. And again, the colors that I used here, the spray paint is just Krylon, or sorry, just basic Rust-Oleum stuff I got at Walmart. They've got a huge selection of colors there. I didn't get model paint or anything. So wow, this is looking really, really cool, folks. I'm super happy. So let's zoom out, and we'll show you from side view. So it's really neat. And we'll put Megatron on here, and let me take off these. Do the camera. So there he is. The lighting's a little weird because I got a light behind me, the big garage light. But this is really kind of what it's going to look like. Let's aim him here. So Starscream's going to be about there. I kind of like this pose, you know, something similar where he's got his fist in the air, something similar to that I'll have. Um, yeah, looking really cool. Super happy with this. There's old Megatron. And all right, I just got to get to building Starscream, and just like Megatron, I will have the assembly of him. You know, I'll assemble all the arms, legs, and everything, and we'll put them together. And then I will document the wing, Starscream's wing. I'm going to have one of them blown off in half that Megatron just shot, and we'll come back there. So not a horrible amount of stuff to do left on this. It's pretty basic. But we're moving along, and super happy with this. All right, folks, see you in the next segment. Okay, we have a completed diorama, folks. This is the second diorama that I've made. The other one is a Navy ship aircraft carrier I did some years ago. But this is the first science fiction pop culture type of one that I've made. So I'll take a little tour here, and as we can see, we are in the Decepticon base. Starscream is in bad shape. He's got one wing blown off. One of his guns here is just totally out of commission. And down there we've got the tip of the other one here. And he is on the ground begging for his life from Megatron, who is obviously quite disappointed in whatever performance he was undertaking here at the base. I actually did write a little backstory for this, and it's where basically the Autobots come in, steal some energon. They're low on power, so they decided to take it from the Decepticons, and Megatron had left Starscream in command, and Autobots came and shot the place up. You can see all the scarring here, battle scars there. A nice hole in the door. It's actually, I did put a hole in there. And Megatron's pretty unscathed. He was out on a reconnaissance mission or something like that. And he is just absolutely mad. In my story here, he actually is the one who blew Starscream's wing off. Megatron's had enough of him. And if we go behind here and, oops, sorry about that hand. So Starscream is basically trying to ward off the shot with his hand. That's not going to happen there, of course. But yeah, pretty happy with this one. Get a few more angles here. So the detail on these kits is really nice. I didn't weather Megatron at all. I just put them together, and the paint is just all spray paint. I did no airbrushing on this. Primed the pieces and used a light gray, a haze gray, and a black. And then there's a metallic red. Starscream, there is a light metallic blue, the same metallic red that Megatron has, and the light gray here on him as well. And obviously I did dirty him up some with some weathering material. And in fact, if I can reach it, I'll show you what it is. And that weathering material is just this Tamiya weathering master. There's several colors of this, and you basically apply it with like a makeup applicator that you can get at Target, CVS, any kind of place like that. And if you aren't sure what those are, they basically look like matches. So you get a little book of these things for pretty cheap, and you just apply it like you would makeup, and wherever you want to do it. Some more details here. So the burn marks here on the wing and up here are actually burn marks. I just held a lighter under it. If you are going to do something like that, I definitely recommend wearing a mask and make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area, because this is plastic, folks. It will cause some damage. So I can't say enough to be safe. Touring around here. And as we talked about before, these base is made out of just polystyrene sheets and some various tubing and pieces that I just cut and made this, like here, it looks like piping, the door frame. I just made out of like these square kind of rods. And the scarring here, I actually did use the Dremel and bored out some of these things to give it some texture and some depth. And then I just went and kind of squeezed a couple kinds of paint on there. Sorry about the shakiness there. I use like an steely oil, I think it's called, and or oily steel, sorry, and just black. And I just kind of squirted it around and swished it with my brush a little bit to mix it, and it kind of give it this molten, like this metal was melted down and then kind of fused back together. So yeah, a couple kinds of styrene here. This was like a grid pattern that I got just to give a little bit of variance. And of course, we've got these Energon cubes. And so I'll go ahead and turn this on. And it is powered. So let me turn off the light here. There we go. And we've got nice fluctuating power. These are just very small SMDs, LEDs. I'm blanking on what they are, but I think it's SMD, and I got those at HTA Model Works, and they're just flickering white SMDs, very small. And hopefully I can relocate that video where I showed how I made these. If I haven't, just to recap, these Energon cubes are made from epoxy that I use, and I use a silicone ice cube tray. And then I dangled held the lights down in there upside down with the help of my alligator clip shish kebab poles, and held them in there, and they stayed there till these dried up the following day, and took them out, fired them up, and now these lights are right there embedded in the middle of these cubes. So yeah, I'm not really sure if we do we call Transformers science fiction. I kind of do. To me, maybe it's a little pop culture, a little science fiction. I guess it can be either. Things can be two things at once, I guess. And so yeah, a little departure from the regular starships that we do here. Yeah, and maybe I'll do another one. Hopefully, if you guys like this diorama or kits like these, I can do another couple. They're very basic. I didn't really record much other than me assembling Megatron. These pieces I'll snip out and snap together, so there's no gluing involved. You just follow the directions like a Lego or something like that. So it's very simple. And the big thing was just painting. I do recommend painting these. It gives a much nicer finish, and you get more control over the colors, obviously. And I think they came out better. And it's a little easier to weather, put the weathering effects on a painted thing instead of using colored plastic. So you get a lot more subtle things happening. But yeah, that's it. So very short series on this. This company does make Optimus Prime model. Then they make a Bumblebee model and Devastator. So I'll give you a little pan up here. So there's Devastator right here. And he was a lot of fun to build. I painted him. It took a long time. He's pretty tall. And there's my Starscream Megatron that have kind of fallen apart there. They've gone through a couple of moves, so I got to poke their arms back in. And well, there's R2. So yeah, a little shelf tour. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this one. I'm gonna box it up tomorrow and send it over to good old Tony Stark over there. If you haven't, please give him a subscription. If you like some good entertainment, singing, karaoke, movie reviews, he's got a lot coming up, folks. He's going to be a pretty good YouTuber. So go ahead and subscribe to him. And this is going out to Tony. So, alrighty, folks, that's it. I'm going to wrap this one up, and then we'll be continuing with some other kits. Have a good night or day.